How's it going, y'all? Welcome back to this special installment of Mill Rewards with Aiden. I kind of wanted to show this video to give people the thought process on how to choose new card, where to find gaps in their points earning categories, and the fact that I'm not perfect. I let the little credit card goblin in my head get the best of me, and I now lost my best points earning category. So how does this happen? First, let's see what I'm earning right now. So you can see I am an absolute AMEX shill. It's not because they're the best company or whatever, but just kind of what I started out with, and it was really easy to grow. They have, very easy points earning capability, and I really started this before I got into the maximizing game. I do have a Navy Federal and USA card, but they don't really earn good points. And remember, those aren't really points; they're more like cash back. They don't earn very good cash back, so they're just my backup Visa cards in case AMEX is not accepted somewhere. It works out perfectly that way. And I'm actually looking to expand into some other brands, especially into Visa, so I can have a holistic view here. So first off is my gold card, right? This gets me 4 times membership reward points, so Amex points at restaurants, 4x at groceries, and 3x on flights. That's either with Amex directly or, which is really cool, directly with the airline. So I can buy it with any airline, anywhere, as long as it's with their website, and it works out perfectly. Or if you phone call it in or you buy it at the counter, if you're weird like that, it's still decent. It's better than 1 point per dollar, right? My blue cash preferred, which is the Morgan Stanley edition, I get 6% cash back on groceries, 6% cash back streaming services, 3% on gas, and 3% on transit. So what I use this one, obviously for groceries, but gas and transit are 2 really big things, right? So when I have Uber or train parking fees or tolls, I always put that on this card, as well as when I'm gassing up. Remember, the gas does not work at wholesale clubs. So that is Costco, Sam's Club, and BJ's does not allow you to get points back. Costco won't even let you pay with an Amex. The only difference between the Morgan Stanley is it's just you have to have a Morgan Stanley account and you get an extra statement credit if you spend 15K. I don't expect to, but if I do spend 15K on this card, I get $100 back for no extra. Like, this is not any different than a normal American Express Blue Cash Preferred. My last one was not really an earner, but this is my Delta Sky Miles Reserve. I really got this one because both where I'm stationed and my family are both at Delta hubs. So Delta usually has the lowest or comparably lowest plane tickets. This allows me to get free complimentary upgrades if they're available, which I have gotten before. Gets me a little boost towards Delta stuff, and I can have one of my family members as a authorized user for free, and then they can get free check bags and all that stuff, which allows me to allow my family to travel for no extra cost because I'm military. It's they waive the annual fee even for authorized users, which is really nice. So this is really much of an earner, right? These are my earners. This is just kind of a premium card that I'm not even paying for. So why is this not ideal already, right? This is not the ideal setup already. You're already missing some stuff, right? There's a lot of cards that get better on flights. This was only 5x miles on Delta flights purchased through Delta. 3x flights is not terrible, but it's not the best. And you're seeing very obviously, I'm missing hotel rewards. I don't get any cash back if I buy a hotel. And while though it's not one of the main categories of my spending, when you do purchase a hotel, it's usually very expensive. So it's good to get some points back on that, especially if you're not paying an annual fee for that. Also, you look at rewards dilution. So this is earning in membership reward points. This is earning in cash back, and this is earning in Delta Sky Miles. So I cannot combine these unless I transfer my membership rewards to Delta Sky Miles, right, to try to purchase a Delta flight, which I've done before, but it's not ideal, right? Ideally, all the cards that you're purchasing on will have some ability to work together. Now, this one's kind of a catch-all, right? Cashback is just cashback. That's cashback in your pocket, 1 cent per point. Not a bad redemption rate. That's still good. Cashback is not terrible. But it is possible to get more cashback with membership rewards, or possibly Delta Sky Miles. I haven't even checked what their worth right now. So it's not ideal off the bat, but I made it worse. Okay, so where I fucked up, I traded in my gold for a platinum. All right, I did this, like I said, I got the little bug in my head. I saw their refresh of the platinum. A lot of the credits are applicable to my lifestyle. They're really great credits. They increased the annual fee to $875 that I don't pay because we're military, remember? But where I fucked up is I lost my restaurants. According to my Amex app, restaurants were my highest points earning category. Now, I know that could be, I don't know what you exactly call that, survivorship bias or something, right? If this card only earns on hotels and, not hotels, sorry, restaurants and groceries and flights, if restaurants or groceries is not one of my top earning categories, that's a really bad thing. But I earned a lot of points off restaurants because I go out with friends a lot, and what you don't realize is a lot of bars will serve food during the day, so they still code as restaurants. They're not pure bars. So a lot of the bars I go to, hang out with friends, they code as restaurants, and I get 4 times points back. Now, what did I gain? 5 times points on flights, so my 3 was upgraded to a 5, and I gained 5 times points on hotels. Now, that's hotels only booked through Amex, so you have to use the Amex portal, but that's not the worst because you have access to the hotel collection and the Vine Hotels and Resorts. I'm not buying hotels because I need to be on a budget. If I ever buy a hotel, it's because I'm going on vacation, so I'm fine spending a little bit more for a nicer hotel. Now, I didn't lose on the groceries because this still earns 6% back on groceries. And again, I didn't lose on the flights. I actually earned a little bit more. But this has me gapped in one of my highest spend categories, which is restaurants. All right. So what are some possibilities? Going back to my face here. Here is 4 possibilities that I've kind of stuck out. And this is where you can start looking at what fits your lifestyle, right? We're going to go into next the earning math, but even if it doesn't come out as the highest earner, it might make sense for you. So top you have the Saver, Capital One Saver. So that'll get you into the Capital One ecosphere there. It earns unlimited 3% back and no foreign transaction fee. So someone who's going to go overseas here pretty soon, the foreign transaction fee is a big thing because this Blue Cash Preferred only works at U.S. stores because it had, it's U.S. gas stations, U.S. U.S. gas stations and U.S. grocery stores, but it also has a foreign transaction fee, right? Their Blue Cash ones all have foreign transaction fees. They're not meant to be travel cards. Now, this doesn't count if I buy anything at the commissary or the exchange gas station. That still codes as U.S., so it's fine. It's not the end of the world. I can still get that 6% back at the commissary, and I can still get 3% back for filling up my car on base. But I can't use it for the transit category, which really sucks. All right. So, no foreign transaction fee, unlimited 3%. We'll get to something else here, but the Capital One and the Chase card have a little perk if you have more cards with them, but straight off the bat, it's 3% cash back. All right, next is the Marriott Bonvoy Bevy, and that is 4 times points, up to $15,000 of global restaurant spend, no foreign transaction fee, and their one little bonus there is you get a free night stay after $15,000 of spend. So if you max out the 4 times points at 15K spend and then throw the card in a sock drawer or something. I don't know who's spending 15K at restaurants in a year. Maybe if you make a lot of money, that's for you, but you get a free night. The third one is the AMEX Gold. Again, for the AMEX shill to really round it out, I believe this is a very underrated card. It's one of their charge cards, but it's not metal, so I think people don't like it and they're kind of don't understand it. But if you are a military member that is overseas, that is stationed overseas, so you're going to be there for a long time, this is probably one of the best cards you can get, and I think this is what I'm end up going for. It earns 3 times points at restaurants, so only 1 point less per dollar in restaurants with this, but it has 2 extra categories that really count, and that is travel and transit, and that is all travel, booked anywhere. And when it says travel, they are very generous with that. They're talking about flights, they're talking about hotels, they're talking about trains, they're talking about campgrounds, they're talking about vacation stays, they're talking about rental cars, right? So it is all generous travel. And also transit, right? So if you're in either Europe or Asia where they have a lot of public transit, you have no foreign transaction fee, and you can either reload transit cards or buy train tickets, buy subway tickets directly with this card and earn 3 times points. A benefit for you guys that are stationed near Tokyo, right? The Suica card codes as transit. However, a lot of restaurants and places near Tokyo accept the Suica card, which is their transit card, their subway card, as a debit card. So you can essentially get 3 times points for reloading a reloadable debit card that you can also use for transit. Pretty cool little bonus, but only really applicable for those people that live near Tokyo. The last thing is the Freedom Unlimited. So that is a good catch-all card, right? It's a good one just to have in general because it earns 1.5% back on everything. It is a Visa card, right? Which means it's accepted everywhere that they accept cards. And it earns 3% back at restaurants. So this is a good one if you don't have a catch-all card. I do have the Navy Federal Cash Rewards, which is 2%. Well, I have the old version, which is 1.5. I haven't asked for a credit line increase to get the 2% version yet. But I already have 1.5% back on everything on a Visa card. So if you don't have that, this is a very good thing because it also has the bonus on restaurants and drugstores. If you go to CVS or Walgreens all the time, perfect for you to get the Chase Freedom Unlimited. Now let's look at some credit card earning math, right? So all of these have percents, straight face value. The Marriott, why does this flip? I don't like it. The Marriott Bonvoy Bevy is your best because it earns four times points. But you understand there's points ecospheres and cents per point, right? Point value. So these cashback are all going to be worth 1 cent because it's 3%, right? It's 3 cents per dollar. Yes. Why did I stop on that one? However, things that earn points get a little confusing, right? The Marriott Bonvoy Bevy, how much is a Marriott Bonvoy point worth? How much is an AMEX point worth? Well, this is where people get into this crazy math, and you can just look it up. You can let them do the math, and you can look it up for yourself. So next slide here, right? We take all of this stuff. And you see the top two, like I said, before, have ORs, and we'll get to that to a second. But we'll treat them as cash back right now, so we'll stick with the 1.0. So, you have 3% out cash back is 3 cents per point. Also, the valuation of 3 cents per dollar, right? Every dollar of spend, how many cents of value do you get? You see the Marriott, the second column. I hate it. The second column is your value, the points value, how much the point is worth. So if you see a Marriott Bonvoy points are only worth about 70 or 0.7 cents per point, right? Which is less than cash back. So if you multiply 4 times points times 0.7 cents per point, you actually get a value of 2.8 cents per dollar spent at restaurants, which is actually slightly worse than the straight cash back of the Capital One. And you can use the cash back for anything because it's cash, right? So you're not locked in anything. Well, you see the Amex points are worth a lot. If you really look into it, you can get an Amex point to be valued about 2 cents per point. And they update this usually about monthly. I believe it's the points guy or one of those guys. Anyways, you can go through and you can just see the value of these points, and they do all of the credit card ecosystems, all of the hotel and airline ecosystems as well. So you see that 3% cash back, or 3%, 3 times points. I don't know why I put percent on there. I messed that one up. 3 times points for restaurants at 2 cents per point is actually valued at 6 cents per point, or 6 cents per dollar, which is crazy. Essentially, every dollar that you're spending at a restaurant, you get the value of 6 cents back on that, which is free money in your wallet, right? Now, the bad thing about membership rewards points was the Amex points. If you try to redeem them for cash back, they're only worth 0.6. So if you're looking at straight cash back, it's worse than even the Marriott Bonvoy ones, and it's worse than the straight cashback ones. The only way around that is if you get the Amex Platinum by Charles Schwab, which is another place I fucked up. I need to get the Platinum by Charles Schwab, all right? Because if you have that and you have a Charles Schwab account, you can redeem your points for 1 cent per point directly into your investment account and then just withdraw it from there. It's a little bit of workaround, but it gives you a good backfall, right? If you just need cash right now, or for some reason you need to do cash back, or you're going to be canceling all your cards and you want to cash out of it, I don't know. For some reason, people really love that, and it doesn't cost anything extra. It's a normal platinum, just a normal everyday platinum, but just like this one, all it says is Charles Schwab right there instead of Morgan Stanley. It's the same exact thing. So that's one thing to beware about the membership rewards points. The last one is your Chase Freedom Unlimited. So this is a cashback card. Do not get me wrong. It is a cashback card. But the thing with these cashback cards from Capital One and Chase is they're hybrid. So you earn your cashback in the form of the Chase Ultimate Rewards points. Same with the Capital One. You earn that in the Capital One I forgot what the name of their points are. You earn it in the form of the Capital One points. And if you only have the Saver or you only have the Unlimited, you could only redeem that for 1 cent per point, which is why I say 1.0 or something else. But if you buy into their ecosystem and you get the Venture or the Venture X with Capital One, which is their travel card, and on the Chase side, if you get the Chase Sapphire Preferred or the Chase Sapphire Reserve, you can now unlock the ability to transfer your cashback points or cashback percent into membership points if you to redeem for travel. So that's why there's two values. If you only have the Chase Freedom Unlimited, the max you can get back is 3%. All right, but if you have the Freedom Unlimited and the Chase Sapphire Preferred or Reserve, good Lord, I can't speak today, Preferred or Reserve, you can now boost your value by transferring that over to using it for travel redemption, and you can get up to 6.15 cents per dollar. All right, and that's only if you redeem it for travel and do these workaround things through the travel portals, which we could teach at a further time. Same thing with your Saver One, right? If you have the Venture or Venture X, which is their travel thing that redeems in miles, you can then go in there and go in their app or their website and combine. It's called like combine points or whatever, and you'll earn your percent back as miles back. That's what it is. They call it miles, or you can earn it as miles back, and then you can get redemption for that through your travel partners. But you have to hold the other card, and that's why those are ORs. So you look at the value at face value. If you just straight up get it with no other card, and this is your only card in the world, and the only thing you spend is restaurants, and you want it there, the green card is your best one because you're getting 6 cents per point straight off the rip for no reason. All right. If you have the other cards, if you already have the Venture X, you already have the Chase Sapphire Preferred or Reserve, the other cards could be beneficial to get you some extra earning categories. I think the Preferred already earns in dining, so I would get the Freedom Unlimited just to do the Preferred. But yeah, that's definitely a thing for you. So in the end, I think I will either go with the Freedom Unlimited or the green card. Looking at these two things, I don't really want to get in the Capital One ecosphere because I don't really trust them. I don't think that they're going to last as long as they are with the way they're going. If you're getting started, use it in your favor, right? They want to get risky people. They like the what's the thing called? They like the subprime, right? Because that's where they earn money. Capital One earns a lot of money off interest paid, and they're trying to get people into their credit card ecosphere to spend a lot of money, not pay it back, and all these crazy points and rewards and everything that they're throwing at you are offset by the amount of money they expect people to spend in these fees and interest. Right? I don't trust Capital One, but I also don't trust any of the banks. The only reason I trust American Express, which I don't, is their charge cards don't allow you to carry a balance. You have to pay it off in full every month. So where they make their money is off both the annual fees and charging the merchant fees. So it's like 3 to 6% or something, which is how they're able to do these crazy things. Chase is kind of a hybrid, right? That's why Chase has their tiers. Their freedom tiers are kind of marketed towards the newer to credit people or the people who don't really want to get in the credit card sphere. And their Sapphire tiers are their travel card stuff. Chase has been decent. I used Chase in the past. I just don't have any credit cards with them. So I think I might want to start. So if you guys have any comments, let me know what you guys think, or maybe if you guys have a better restaurant card that you would prefer for me or that you have for yourself. I know the gold is the gold standard, literally. Imagine getting 4 times points at 2 cents per point, right? You're getting 8 cents back for every dollar you spend at restaurants. Fantastic. But again, that also has overlap. I don't want overlap. The green gives me something new that I don't already have, which is travel and transit. All right. The Chase Freedom Unlimited gives me something new that I don't already have, and that's into the Chase ecosphere, getting those ultimate rewards points, right? So I think those are 2 I might want. I don't know which one yet, but guys, let me know. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it really got you thinking about how to pick a credit card.